Iowa State dealing with the gambling thing, as mentioned earlier. Iowa State finished 4-8 last year, 1-8 in conference play. Lose Xavier Hutchinson, one of the best receivers in Iowa State history, to the NFL draft. Jerry Vaughn, leading tackler, returns 16 starters, 9 on offense, 7 on defense. 4th in total defense. This is Iowa State here. 4th in total defense. 14th in rushing defense. 10th in passing defense. 18th in scoring defense. Now let's get to that offense. 83rd in total offense. 38th in passing offense. 116th in rushing offense. So yeah, Deckers, if he does play, as mentioned before, he had 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns. Great. 14 interceptions, you have to cut down on that. In 12 games, you're averaging one and some change picks a game. You have to cut that down. Ace, give me something about Iowa State.
Yeah, like you said, Hunt Deckers, he has to step it up. This is his chance. They got a new, basically revamped offense coming in, but it still should be pro style, and that's what he was recruited for. He should at least maybe shine a little bit. Who knows? But like you said, it's like a I don't know if it's Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde, but it's just like two sides of the same coin with these guys. You got a top 20 defense and you have a bottom 100 offense. You know what I mean? 20 points per game is unacceptable in the Big 12. Period. Like that, you cannot have that and survive. They had the 116th ranked rushing offense, 3.3 yards per rush. Crazy. However, they did lose 6 of their 8 games that they lost by 1 score. So
defense, man, that defense keep them in games.
That top 20 defense. Allowing 20 points per game when you score just 20, and you only allowing 20. I mean, how much can you complain? The defense is definitely crazy. Like you said, 4th in the nation in total defense, number 1 in the Big 12 in yards allowed, passing yards, scoring defense, and run defense. That is super crazy. Hopefully they can keep that going. I mean, I'm not too sure how many people they're returning, but I do know that they return one of the best secondaries maybe in the nation. They have the quarterback tandem with T.J. Tampa and Miles Purchase. Those guys are dogs, so we'll see what they do. And another thing about Iowa State that always bothers me, these guys have Breece Hall. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be one of those guys. You know what I mean? They rushed for less than 1,300 yards last year. Breece Hall rushed for nearly 1,520 touchdowns in 2021. You can't have that. You can't have that if you're going to compete. And their offensive line is small, but they do have experience. So hopefully they can open up some holes for those guys and see what they can do.
Hey man, preach, man, because Brock Purdy had I ain't gonna get into all that, but yeah, just know what he had now in San Fran, he added Iowa State. So, but hey, look, you preaching, man, about Bryce Hall.
Fix the offense, stop the turnovers.
Yeah,
convert some third downs. Maybe who knows what they got. Yeah, it could be more of a refresh than a rebuild. It just depends on them.
Yeah, shout out Breece Hall, man. He was my best back in the draft coming into that year before my boy K9, but he was still up there. He's still top 3. All right, so we're going to move on to this. Oh, my bad. They had the 60th overall recruiting class. We're going to move on to the schedule where they play Northern Iowa first game of the season. And surprise, surprise, I have them taking a loss.
Ooh, that's spicy. I can see it, though, but I have them taking the W. It's at home. I mean, but like you said, it's possible.
They can't score. That's the issue. If they could score, if I can see even an inkling of scoring, I would have this as a W. They just can't score.
But you think they can score on them?
Well, I think it's just a bit defensive struggle. Just because Northern Iowa has a pretty good defense for FCS level. So I think it's just it'll be a defensive struggle.
Are they all team in the FCS though?
I think they might have missed it last year, but I know 2 years ago they for sure made it. I can't remember if they made it last year.
I mean, the difference in 2 years it can be night and day. Look at some of these Big 12 teams,
Yeah, that's true. But you got, like I said, you got the gambling incident. We don't know what the offense is going to look like. We don't even know if Hunter Duck is going to
I'm not going to lie. That is something I didn't really take in consideration when I was doing this. I had heard about it, and I completely blanked on, making that a factor in my decisions.
Yeah, and plus,
I don't have them being that great anyway. They're either going to be just bowl eligible or they're not.
Yeah, Northern Iowa, you got to think though, it's an interstate game. A lot of them kids probably are Iowa
That's true.
recruits.
Yes.
They want to
Yeah,
show up
that's
to
true.
school. Like I know that Iowa winning this game. Kill me all you want. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No, you're making good points. I didn't even think about it at that level. A lot of these kids probably grew up playing together. So.
Yeah. So moving on from Northern Iowa, we have at home versus Iowa, which shockingly they got the W last year. Matt Campbell was so excited on the sideline. It was like the first W in years, like 5-6 years. I have them taking the L. Iowa's coming for blood.
I have them taking a W because they're at home, and also these teams are so similar. It's scary. Like it makes you almost want to throw up how similar these teams are. Great defenses, no offense. Bunch of white boys running around.
Take the under.
It's the same. Definitely take the under. That under is probably going to be like 27. Like,
man, what? Like 21.
No, for real. Like it's going to be crazy.
All right, moving on from Iowa.
1970s football, if you like it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Moving on, we have Iowa. I mean, not Iowa. We moved from Iowa to at Ohio Bobcats, where I have them catching their first W. Ace.
Yeah, I have them beating Ohio Bobcats. Power of 5. Why shouldn't you lose?
Shout out to Mac again. All right, first game of Big 12 play. We go to at home versus Oklahoma State. I have them taking an L.
For some reason, I had them taking a W right here.
Ooh,
I think it's just one of them times. Maybe Iowa State, they haven't really gotten everything together yet. Iowa State, they're hungry. You know what I mean?
Is there Ames
got a couple wins because you got to think right now they're undefeated on my thing, so they hungry. You know what I mean? they feeling themselves. You know what I mean? But when the big boys come around, that's when it's like, oh snap.
I got them 1-2, and they reeling. Oklahoma State don't take advantage.
Nah, that's crazy. You gotta have them at 2-2. You got them at 1-3. You got them at 1-3. Oh my God, yeah.
Stop it! I told you to start the show. Houston might not be last on my prediction.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Moving on from Oklahoma State, we have at Oklahoma where, hey, look, 4-0 cool for you. This was a buck stop for sure.
Absolutely. It's downhill from here.
Yes, sir. Sure. Matter of fact, I can't do it yet. All right, then we go from Oklahoma to TCU, another L.
Absolutely.
Then we have at Cincy, as previously mentioned, I have a W here.
I have a W here, but
can we rattle off the rest?
Who knows?
Can we rattle off the rest? We have at Baylor. I have do you have them losing the rest?
Kinda.
I'll rattle mine off. All right, and then you can go. Okay. At Baylor, I have an L. Kansas as an L. At BYU, as previously mentioned, an L. Texas, L. At Kansas State, an L. Go ahead.
So I have everything but the Kansas game. Kansas game, I'm like, they home. It's just that defense, bro. I'm a sucker for a great defense, especially in the Big 12, because nobody plays defense. And it's like every time one of these teams get in the game where they can't do what they usually do, they just crumble, bro. Like it's just something about them. They can't handle the pressure. If somebody's on their neck, it's over for them. And I think Iowa State's going to get one of them. They're going to get one of them teams that's looking like, oh, they could really be a contender, and they're going to knock them out just because they thought that they could just go in there and do business as usual. And I guarantee you it's going to happen at Iowa State.
Hey, look, the logic isn't flawed at all. Like, I understand your logic completely. But this is what I have to say. Jalen Daniels is coming back for another year. It's going to get
not only Jalen Daniels, but a lot of other people. But we'll get into that later.
They're actually next. So, but I'm going to briefly talk about Jalen Daniels is another year better. I just think, man, the offense can be more diverse. I think Kansas offense last year could be lacking a little bit in the passing game, but I think that could be fixed. Their run game is crazy. So, especially when you had the dual threat of Jalen Daniels and Jason Beam. So, yeah, I get you with the Iowa State thing, with the defense keeping them in the game, but that offense is just so bad. Like, you got to take advantage and score something. And again, I don't know how long.
But this is the thing. We don't know how bad they're going to be, or will they be as bad as last year? Who knows? I mean, it's a lot of different things happening. I'm willing to bet that it won't be as bad as last year. I'm not saying they're going to be.
I don't know if you want to say willing to bet on the Iowa State segment, but
I mean, maybe they may average 24 points a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give them 3. You know what I mean? Like,
I have to see what the suspension is for Hunter Deckers. But right now I have it as an L.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that has me having Iowa State at 2-10, 1-8 in conference play, which is worse than Houston. Go ahead, Ace.
I have them at 6.
I'm so down on Iowa State. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
it's a lot to do with.
It's borderline disrespectful to Matt Campbell, but I mean, he is in his 8th year, and he's only 4 games over 500. So I mean.
Hey, look, I'm not going to allow you to think. Hey, Matt Campbell, I love you to death. You're one of my favorite coaches in college football, bro. I love the attitude. I love the 5-star hard work over 5-star talent. I love what you built at Iowa State. You've made Iowa State more relevant than I ever been in recent years, and I love you for it. But I think this is just a bad year for you, my boy. I'm sorry.
And another thing for sure, they can. Another thing, they can definitely not be 29% on third down. So,
I'm sorry. Hey, look, I have all the respect in the world for Matt Campbell, but no, I'm sorry. I'm not budging off this 2-10, 1-8 record. I'm not budging. I'm sorry.
We'll see who was right there.
Hey, Matt Campbell gonna somehow see this, and I'm gonna be somehow mentioned in one of his post-game interviews for sure.
He gonna put you on the board before the game. They were like, "You
bulletin board. Yeah, I'm bulletin board.
I believe you." For sure. And guess what game was gonna be? That Kansas game.
Hey, look, shout out to him if he win the game.
Lastly, a poll won't know what hit him.
I know somebody on the Kansas coaching staff. I'm gonna have to hit, bro. Like, hey, please win this game, bro. All right, I'm gonna have to take an intermission break real quick. I gotta cut my light on. I'm getting dark in here. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. It ain't gonna change too much, but yeah, I can't have it that dark. All right, so we're gonna move on from Iowa State.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.